Welcome you all to this lecture. Here we will be discussing method of undetermined coefficient. Okay, so this is a standard method by which one can find complete solution for a non-homogeneous ordinary differential equation. Okay, so let me write the general form. Suppose dny dxn plus k1 dn minus 1 y dxn minus 1 plus k2 dn minus 2 y dxn minus 2 plus so on up to suppose kn y is equals to fx, where these k1 k2 up to kn, these are constant because we are dealing with differential equation with constant coefficient here. Okay, these are constant, and fx, this is a function of x. So in this case this is a nth order differential equation, and this is non-homogeneous also due to the presence of this fx term. Now in this case auxiliary equation you can construct, correct? Auxiliary equation, it is given by m power n plus k1 m n minus 1 plus k2 m n minus 2 so on up to kn is equals to 0. So from here you will be getting m is equals to m1 m2 up to mk. Okay, m n values you will be getting. Okay, m1 m2 up to mn, these n values you will be getting. And here based on the nature of these values, that means real, distinct or complex, so in this situation already we have the different type of solutions. From here you will be getting the cf complementary function, or in other word the solution of the corresponding homogeneous equation. Cf complementary function you will be getting, okay, based on the nature of this m1 m2 up to mn. So for example I can take one straightforward or simple example: a d2 plus b d plus c y is equals to suppose fx. This is a second order differential equation I am having. Okay, this is a second order differential equation. Now in this case you can observe the general solution, that means general solution that is equal with the two parts, basically complementary function which is coming from the corresponding homogeneous equation, and plus particular integral which is the contribution due to the presence of this non-homogeneous term. Okay, so complementary function and particular integral. Now by applying this method of undetermined coefficient we are basically going to find this particular integral. Okay, particular integral. So how to find? For that we have methodology, we'll see it. So now the method, let me explain the method, and once we solve the question then only this method will get more clear to you. Okay, particularly method of undetermined coefficient, it requires lots of practice for different type of questions actually. Okay, so let me give you the brief idea of this method, and after that immediately we'll jump into the questions. Okay, so to find that, first step is find the complementary function. Find the complementary function. Let suppose here in this equation, this is a quadratic equation. Suppose you are getting m is equals to m1 and m2, real and distinct. If this is the case, the first case, suppose real and distinct. So in this case, but you have yc or complementary function. What is that? c1 e power m1x plus c2 e power m2x. Okay, and here if they are not equal, okay, real and distinct, if suppose m is equals to m1 is equals to m2, that means real and identical. So in that case, the complementary function yc, it is going to be c1 plus c2x e power mx. Okay, and if complex, suppose m1 is equals to a plus ib, m2 is equals to a minus ib. So in this case, yc, it is e power ax c1 cos bx plus c2 sin bx. Okay, so immediately once you have this complementary function, immediately what you can write, you can write the solution set for this first case. It is going to be e power m1x e power m2x. Solution set means basically this linearly independent solutions we are considering. So for this solution set, it is e power mx and x e power mx. Just see here. Similarly, here the solution set, yes, it is this one, e power ax cos bx, and here e power ax sin bx. Okay, this is going to be the solution set. Now, why I have written the solution set? Because it has its own importance in this method of undetermined coefficient. Now see, check next step is check whether that fx this one, okay, this term belongs to this solution set or not. Okay, whether fx belongs to S or not, this thing you need to check. Okay, how we'll check? We'll solve question, and through that we'll try to understand this. Okay, check whether, this is the next step. This first step is finding this complementary function, and next step is this one, writing this solution set, writing this solution set, and this third step is check whether fx belongs to the solution set or not. If suppose, if, now see, fx, it can have different forms. Fx, it can be e power ax, this form, or it can be some combination of sin ax or cos ax or cos ax, or it can be some combination of sin, cos, exponential function, or it can be polynomial. Okay, so based on this you have different scenarios. So e power ax, suppose if e power ax, fx is e power ax. Okay, suppose e power ax does not belongs to S. If suppose fx is equals to e power ax and e power ax does not belongs to that particular solution set, so immediately that implies take yp is equals to c3 e power ax, c3 e power ax. Okay, why I have taken this yp is equals to c3 e power ax? See, these things are not coming from anywhere. All these things or all these results has their own proofs. So if you are interested, you can go for the proof as well, but for the time being we are only sticking to the process. Okay, now see, you can take yp is equals to c3 is equals to c3 into e power ax. Once this yp you are taking, immediately yp dash, yp double dash, all these things you need to calculate, and you will substitute in the main equation. Main equation is what? This is the main equation. See, you'll substitute here. Okay, and after that substitute in main equation and find value of this c3. See, this is the coefficient and you are going to find the value for C3. Okay, once this C3 you are getting, that means immediately YP is there for you. Now the final solution, that means final solution is CF already you have, and particular integral just now you got. Okay, substitute these values and you will get the final answer. Okay, suppose e power ax does not belongs to S. So in this case, this is the structure. Now suppose e power ax belongs to S. Okay, next one, I'm going to the next case. Suppose if fx is equals to e power ax and it belongs to the solution set. So immediately take yp is equals to c3 e power ax. It was already there. Okay, so just multiply it with x. Correct? Fine. Now see the same process. Next, yp dash, yp double dash, this thing you'll find and substitute in the main equation, find out c3 value, and from there you can find yp explicitly, then yp, and after that the general solution cf plus pi. Okay, cf means already you got yc plus yp value. That will be the general solution. If suppose fx is equals to e power ax and it is there in the solution set. Okay, see, these things will get more clear when you solve few questions. Okay, just wait for that. Now if, write down next, if suppose fx is equals to sine ax, fx, right hand side you have sine ax, and suppose it does not belongs to in the solution set. So in that case, just take yp is equals to, it does not belong to the solution set. So in that case, yp is equals to c3 sine ax plus, see, sine and cos, they are coming together. So c3 c4 cos ax. According to that, you find yp dash, yp double dash, and substitute in the main equation. Find out these values for c3 and c4. Okay, if suppose fx equals to sine ax and it belongs to the solution set S, so in that case the same process, yp is equals to the same thing, that is c3 sine ax plus c4 cos ax multiplied with x. Okay, and according to that, yp dash, yp double dash, these things you will find, substitute in the main equation and get the value for c3 and c4. Okay, I think you got the idea. Now similarly, see, if fx is equals to, suppose some polynomial function, say x power n. See, x power n, it is not possible that this algebraic function, it is there in the solution set. It is not possible, because based on the nature of m, we get three cases. Either, see, go back to the previous slide, either this can be this situation or this one or this one. Okay, explicitly polynomial function, they are not involved in the solution set. So here this one, it obviously does not belongs to the solution set. Yes, so in that case, yp, what do we need to take? Yp is equals to c1 c2 already there in complementary function. So here you will start from c3 c4 x plus c5 x square up to you will go on up to x power n. Okay, up to x power n. So for example, if suppose fx is equals to x square, so in that case, what you need to take? Yp is equals to c3 plus c4 x plus c5 x square. Okay, that is yp. Immediately we will calculate yp dash, yp double dash, what are the derivatives required, and plug in the main equation and find out the ci value. Okay, all the arbitrary constant values you will find, and thus we can find out the particular integral. Okay, Now let's take few questions so that the things get more clear. Now there is possibility that either e power ax or sine ax or combination of these three functions are possible. Okay, suppose fx is equals to, if fx is equals to cos x, then the same treatment is there. Okay, nothing special. Now combination it is also possible, so we'll encounter few questions now. Okay, so let's take the first problem. Question number 1: solve y double dash minus 3y dash plus 2y is equals to 6 e power 3x. Solve this one. So solution, see, first write down in the operator form d square minus 3d plus 2y is equals to 6 e power 3x. Next step, write down the auxiliary equation m square minus 3m plus 2. Wherever you have d, immediately write m, and if you factorize this, you'll be getting m minus 2 0. So from here m is equals to 1 and 2. So complementary function you can write, that is yc complementary function c1 e power x plus c2 e power 2x. Okay, so this one and this one, they are the independent solution. So s immediately you can write e power x e power 2x. Now you can see this right hand side, what you have, 6 e power 3x. Just forget 6 e power 3x, this is our main concern. But see, e power 3x, it is not present here in s. So immediately what you will write, e power 3x, which is in our right hand side, this does not belongs to s. Okay, so does not belongs to s means what you need to take, yp you need to take as c3 e power 3x, c3 e power 3x. This thing you need to take if it does not belongs to s. Just go back to the previous slide. See, e power ax, it does not belongs to s, so what we are taking, yp is equals to c3 e power ax. This thing we are taking. Now see, yp is equals to this one we are taking. Now yp dash required and yp double dash required. Okay, why? Because this yp is nothing but a particular solution which will also satisfy this equation. Okay, so yp dash means 3 c3 e power 3x, and here 9 c3 e power 3x. Now substitute in equation number 1. So substitute this thing in 1. So 1 will give you, see this equation, first yp double dash, so 9 c3 e power 3x minus 3 times yp dash. Okay, so 3 c3 e power 3x plus 2 yp c3 e power 3x. So here 6 e power 3x. These first two terms get cancelled out. So what you have, see, 2 c3 e power 3x, that is equal with 6 e power 3x. So from here c3 is equals to 3. c3 is equals to 3. So now back substitute here. So basically you are getting yp is equals to 3 e power 3x. Okay, so yp is this one and yc already you got. So general solution is y is equals to yc plus yp. So yc is c1 e power x plus c2 e power 2x plus 3 e power 3x. This is your general solution. This is your final answer. Okay, so this is method of undetermined coefficient, and this one very simple question I have taken. Now similarly you can take few more questions. Let's take next question. follow the steps are important. Okay, next question is y double dash plus 6y dash plus 5y is equals to 2 e power x plus 10 e power 5x. Solve this. Okay, solution, if I write in terms of operator, d square plus 6d plus 5y 2 e power x plus 10 e power 5x. Okay, so the corresponding auxiliary equation you can write m square plus 6m plus 5 is equals to 0. So from here, if you calculate, m is equals to -1 and -5. So CF, complementary function, that is YC, it is given by C1 e power minus x plus C2 e power minus 5x. So from here, yes, you can write the solution set e power minus x, e power minus 5x. But see, in the right hand side, what you have? This one. Okay, neither of e power x nor e power 5x, they are present in this s. So what you will write? Right hand side, that is e power x or e power 5x, that does not belong to s. So they does not belong to s means yp, what do we need to take? Yp is equals to, see, the same process, that means c1 c2 already you have taken, so c3 e power x plus c4 e power 5x, this one you need to take as yp. Now yp dash, find out c3 e power x plus 5 c4 e power 5x. Yp double dash, you can find c3 e power x plus 25 c4 e power 5x. Now substitute all these things here in this equation. Suppose this is equation number 2. Okay, so 2, but 2 will give you c3 e power x plus 25 c4 e power 5x plus 6 times y dash, means c3 e power x plus 5 c4 e power 5x plus, now 5 times this one, c3 e power x plus c4 e power 5x is equal with 2 e power x plus 10 e power 5x. Now both sides you need to compare, and after that you need to find the value for the c3 and c4. Now see what you have, c3 plus 6c3 plus 5c3, that is e power x, plus here what you have, see 25 c4 plus 30 c4 plus 5 c4 e power 5x is equals to 2 e power x plus 10 e power 5x. Now from here, 12 c3 e power x plus here 60 c4 e power 5x, that is equal with 2 e power x plus 10 e power 5x. Now compare both sides. So 12 c3 is equals to 2, so c3 is equals to 1 by 6. Similarly 60 c4 is equals to 10, so c4 is equals to 1 by 6. So here what you got, yp is equals to 1 by 6, both the values. Okay, e power x plus e power 5x. All right, so the general solution, y is equals to, already what you have, c1 e power minus x plus c2 e power minus 5x plus 1 by 6 e power x plus e power 5x. This is going to be the final solution. Okay. This is the final solution. All right. Okay. Now see, next question. These are different type of problems. Next question I am giving. Solve y double dash plus 9y is equals to cos 2x. Solve this one. Say this is equation number 3. Equation number 3. Okay. How will solve this? See, solution d square plus 9y is equals to cos 2x. This is the equation given. Okay, so auxiliary equation you can write m square plus 9 is equals to 0. So here what you have, m is equals to plus minus 3i. So cf, that is yc, it can be written as c1 cos 3x plus c2 sin 3x. Okay, so in the next step, but write down the solution set. So if you write the solution set, that is S, it is going to be cos 3x and sin 3x. Okay, so you can see this right hand part cos 2x, that is in the right hand part, it does not belongs to S. Okay, so immediately you will take yp is equals to c3. See what you have, c3 cos 2x, right hand side, see, but you have cos 2x plus c4 sin 2x. Okay, and next yp dash, yp double dash, if you find all these things and substitute in this main equation, equation number 3, so equation 3 will give you c4. Let me write down the final. C3 is equals to 1 by 5 and c4 you must get as 0. Okay, this one you must get. So yp, you are going to get yp as 1 by 3 cos 2x. This is going to be yp. So the solution y, therefore solution y is c1 cos 3x plus c2 sin 3x plus 1 by 3 cos 2x. Okay, so this validation part you can do. So verify this one. Okay, just put the values and try to find out c3, c4 from this expression. Now let us take another question. These are of same type. See, this right hand side part does not belong to the solution set. This is the one concern here we got from this discussion so far. Okay, next question here. This is another type, y double dash minus 3y dash plus 2y is equals to 4x square. Okay, 4x square. So in this case, just observe here what you have, polynomial function. Okay, already I stated this polynomial function case. So first write down the auxiliary equation solution. Write down the auxiliary equation, that is m square minus 3m plus 2 is equals to 0. So from here m is equals to, what are the values, 1 and 2. So cf, it is given by c1 e power x plus c2 e power 2x. So solution set is e power x, e power 2x. Obviously that right hand side does not belongs to S. And see here what you have, this polynomial function. So you can take yp as, see, this is quadratic, so you can take c3 c4x plus c5 x square. If suppose it is cubic, so in that case another term will be there. Okay, like this. Now yp dash, find out yp double dash. So this would be c4 plus 2 c5x 2 c5. Okay, like this, all these values if you put here in the main equation, suppose this is equation number 4, so if you put in 4, so 4 will give you see, we can substitute these values, correct? So 2 c5 minus 3 c4 plus 2 c5x plus 2 c3 plus c4x plus c5x square. Here you have 4x square. So 2c5 minus 3c4 plus 2c3, this is the constant part, it will be 0. Here minus 6c5 plus 2c4, here this is the coefficient of x, this is also 0, and x square 2c5, that is 4. So c5 will be 2. So if you put here c5 is equals to 2, so c4 what you are going to get as, I think, 6. Now 6, here if you put these values, so c3 it must be 7. So you got c3, c4 and c5. So immediately what you can write, yp as c3 is what, 7, c4 is what, 6x plus c5 as 2x square. This is yp. So general solution it is given as c1 e power x plus c2 e power 2x plus 7 plus 6x plus 2x square. Okay, this is going to be the general solution. Clear? Okay. Now this is one type. Another type is there, another type, for example, here whatever the terms we have in the right hand side, they are not present in the solution set. This is one particular type we have considered so far. Now suppose there are situations where the right hand side term, they will be present in the solution set. So in that case, how to deal? Let's see. Let me write that type of question. So solve y double dash plus 9y is equals to cos 3x. You can go back to the previous slides, you will find cos 2x I have taken the same setup, but cos 2x was there. Okay, so here solution, see yc I am directly writing because already we got it. So yc is equals to c1 cos 3x plus c2 sin 3x. Now see this solution set, but you got cos 3x and sin 3x. But this right hand side is cos 3x. So right hand side term, this belongs to s. So if it is belonging to s, so immediately take yp as, say, c3 cos 3x plus c4 sin 3x. That's correct. Multiplied with x. Okay. Multiplied with x. This formula already I stated earlier. Now the process it is same, yp dash, yp double dash, find out and plug all the values in this main equation. Suppose this is equation number 5. So 5 will give you, I have already the calculation with me. So C3 is 0 and C4 is 1 by 6. So C3 is 0, C4 1 by 6. That means YP is nothing but 1 by 6 x sine 3x. This is going to be YP. So all together the solution, it looks like C1 cos 3x plus C2 sine 3x plus x by 6 sine 3x. This part, this calculation part, you can verify. Okay, you can verify. Now this is one type of question, and another type is what? The combination. Okay, another type is the combination part. So for example, solve y double dash minus 5y dash plus 6y is equals to e power 3x plus sine x. If I take this question, so in that case, just follow the process. First, auxiliary equation you can write, that is m square minus 5m plus 6 is equals to 0. So from here m is equals to 2 and 3. Okay, so yc, it is given by c1 e power 2x plus c2 e power 3x. Okay, write down the solution set, that is e power 2x and e power 3x. Now observe carefully that one part, that is e power 3x, this part it is present. So e power 3x, it is present in S, but sine x, it is not present in S solution set. Okay, one part of the right hand side it is present, another part it is not present. So as it is present, so we can take the yp as it is present. So the next is c3 e power 3x multiplied with x plus sine x, this is not present. So in that case c4 sine x, and as I have told you that sine and cos, they come together. So what you have, c5 cos x. Okay, so this thing you need to take as yp. Now find out yp dash, yp double dash. Plug all this thing here in equation number, see this is equation number 6, I guess. Yes, equation number 6. So equation number 6 will give you, once you plug all this thing, then go for the comparison both side. Okay, once you compare both side, the coefficient of e power x, sin x and cos x, okay, this will give you the values as c3 1, c4 1 by 10 and c5 1 by 10. This thing you can verify. Once you put all the values here in this main equation, you will get these values. Okay, so you can just do the calculation very carefully, immediately you will get the answer. Okay, yp dash, here you can use the product rule. So and here immediate derivative you can apply and just perform this properly. Okay, so you will get this one as the c3, c4 and c5. So yp value you can immediately write, that is x e power 3x plus 1 by 10 sin x plus cos x. Okay, this is yp. So y is equals to c1 e power 2x plus c2 e power 3x plus x e power 3x plus 1 by 10 sin x plus cos x. Okay, so these are few important type of question from method of undetermined coefficient. Still, if you have any doubt or query, you can drop your doubt in the comment section. Okay, thank you. We'll discuss few more topic in the upcoming lecture.